What's up everybody, Chris from Crosshammer Films, and today we're going to be talking about why cutaway shots and insert shots are important for your scenes. One mistake that people often make is they use the word insert shot and cutaway interchangeably. Now this can cause a little bit of confusion because they're actually both very similar. The biggest difference though is that a cutaway shot exists not in the same time or space. A cutaway shot could be simply just a shot cutting away from the main action. For example, in the case of a daydream or a flashback sequence, when you're cutting away back to a memory of that a character's having, that could be considered a cutaway shot. But an insert shot is something that happens within the same scene that's very tangible. So for example, if I'm being filmed right now, let's say this is the movie scene right here, and I get a text message right now, and the audience wants to see what the text message is, we'd get a shot over my shoulder showing what the text message says. That is an insert shot because you're inserting the shot of whatever is on my screen. Now you know the key differences between the two. But why are they both important for your scenes? Cutaways are important for your scene because they actually serve a couple different purposes. One purpose they serve is for the editor to have extra shots to be able to cut away from in case of a continuity error. For example, let's say you're shooting an indie short film or budget film and you don't have a script supervisor, or maybe the script supervisor is not that great or didn't do their job particularly well on that specific shot, and the actor messes up between cuts, and let's say they're holding a cell phone on a call in one hand and in the next shot they're holding it with this hand. Well, if the editor uses that shot to cut from this to this, the audience is going to pick up on that right away and notice that something's wrong and it doesn't look right. So what's a good way to fix that is if you have a cutaway shot. Let's use the same scenario. The character's on the phone holding the phone with their left hand in one shot, and then in the preceding shot they're holding it with the right. So if you want the scene to flow and you don't want to show the switching of the hands, then one cool thing would be to do is to maybe cut away to something in the room that the camera has already shown. If you cut away to something like that, so the conversation's going on, you have the person talking, blah, 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 but you cut away to something that the audience has already seen in the room for just a couple of seconds, and then cut back to the same shot that you were using before with the phone in the correct hand, then your scene would flow better than as if you were going to use the shots with the two different hands, and then you would just completely pull your audience out of whatever they're watching, and you don't want that. The key as a filmmaker is you always want to keep your audience engaged. That's the key. Another importance of the cutaway shot is simply to serve a story purpose. So in the example I said earlier, maybe you're doing it for a daydream sequence or a flashback sequence. Maybe your character in your film is recalling something that happened before. So you would have a shot of the actor, maybe like, in some kind of stare or gaze, and all of a sudden you'd cut away to the flashback sequence. So the biggest factor for cutaways is mainly just to serve continuity. I mean, another way, if you get really good at using cutaways in your films, then they can be an even better tool to serve your audience. Because a lot of times cutaways can transport you into a different place or time. If you do it seamlessly, it's just a better way of storytelling, or it's just another way to tell a story. So now let's talk about inserts and why inserts are important for storytelling. Inserts are great because they're very similar to cutaways in that you are kind of cutting away to another shot. But like I said earlier, they're for stuff within the same scene, and that's to show something or to highlight something. If you see a scene where someone is getting a text message and you want to see the text on screen, there are two ways you could do this. You could either do a insert shot of, like an over-the-shoulder shot, insert of the phone and the actual screen, or you could just take a shot of just the screen itself, maybe not of the hands, but just of the screen. Both of those are considered insert shots. And that's one example of using an insert shot, and you would want a shot like that to show what the person is being texted on screen and if it's important enough to serve the story. One of the key things about insert shots is that they help to tell the story, much like cutaways, but they're a little more direct with the scenes that are being shot. Another cool thing about inserts is a lot of times, a lot of people use inserts for feeling or mood. One of the ways that the people have done this, for example, Edgar Wright has used a lot of insert in his films for fast cutaway shots, but using insert shots or shots of the actor doing three different things to show passage of time. That's another way inserts are used, and this is another important storytelling aspect. You want to be able to get as creative as possible when you're using inserts for a shot. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned the importance of cutaways and inserts, some of the key differences of cutaways and inserts, and when you wouldn't want to use inserts. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.